Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, warriors and dreamers, today I want to talk to you about something that hides inside each one of us. Something that whispers, something that drags us down, something that tells us, you can't. That thing is weakness. And today, I want to show you how to destroy it. Weakness lives inside all of us. Let me start with a confession. I have weakness. You have weakness. Every single person you admire. Yes, even the most successful, the most disciplined, the most unshakable looking people have weakness. Weakness is not some demon out there in the world waiting to bite you. Weakness is already inside you. It lives in your habits, in your fears, in your excuses, in those little thoughts that say, I'll start tomorrow. I'm not good enough. It's too hard. What if I fail? Sound familiar? That's weakness. And the danger is this. Weakness is patient. It doesn't need to shout. It doesn't need to fight hard. It just waits for the right moment. Then it whispers, rest, quit, give up. And if you listen long enough, you'll believe it. But here's the truth. Weakness can be destroyed. Not ignored, not avoided, destroyed. The story of the two wolves. Let me share a story you may have heard in different versions, but it fits perfectly here. An old Native American chief tells his grandson, there are two wolves inside me. One is lazy, fearful, full of excuses. The other is strong, disciplined, and courageous. They are fighting all the time. The grandson asks, which wolf wins, grandfather? The old man replies, the one I feed. Think about that. Weakness is a wolf inside you. Strength is another. Which one wins? The one you feed with your actions, your choices, your daily habits. If every day you feed weakness by hitting snooze, by skipping the hard work, by settling for just enough, guess what? Weakness grows fatter, louder, stronger. But if you feed strength by showing up, pushing harder, doing the uncomfortable, refusing to back down, then strength grows. Weakness gets starved. And that's how you destroy weakness. Not with one big punch, but with thousands of small victories, day after day. My story, from excuses to fire. Let me get real for a second. There was a time in my life when weakness owned me. I'd wake up late, drag myself through the day, talk about dreams, but never chase them. I had ideas, but no discipline. I had potential, but no fire. You know what I had? Excuses. And excuses are weakness in costume. They look reasonable. They sound logical. They protect your ego by saying, it's not your fault. But really, they're the bars of a prison you build for yourself. I used to say, I can't because I don't have the time. I can't because I don't have the money. I can't because people won't understand. But the truth was this. I wouldn't, not couldn't. I was feeding the wrong wolf. Then something changed. I hit a point where the pain of staying weak became heavier than the pain of fighting. I looked in the mirror, and I didn't like who was looking back at me. Not because I was a bad person, but because I knew I was being less than what I could be. And in that moment, I made a decision. Weakness will not rule me anymore. That was the turning point. And from there, I started to destroy it, brick by brick. Weakness disguises itself. But here's the tricky part. Weakness doesn't just say, hey, I'm weakness. No, it disguises itself. It hides behind comfort. Weakness looks like that, one more scroll on your phone. Weakness looks like that, I deserve this cheat day, that becomes cheat week. Weakness looks like, I'll do it when I feel motivated. Let me tell you something. If you're waiting for motivation to arrive before you act, weakness has already won. Motivation is a guest. It shows up sometimes, leaves without warning, and doesn't owe you anything. Discipline is the landlord. It owns the house. And when you start living by discipline instead of feelings, weakness starts to crack. The warrior mindset. To destroy weakness, you need a warrior mindset. What does that mean? It doesn't mean you have to fight people. It means you fight yourself, your weaker self. Every day, the warrior says, I don't negotiate with weakness. I don't give weakness a seat at my table. I don't listen when weakness whispers. Because if you let weakness talk long enough, it will talk you out of your dreams. A warrior mindset means you accept that life will be hard, but you show up anyway. It means you stop chasing comfort and start chasing growth. It means you say, I'll do it tired, I'll do it scared, I'll do it uncertain, but I'll do it. That's how you win. Pain, the teacher. Let's be real. Destroying weakness is painful. It hurts to get up at 5 a.m. when your body wants to sleep. It hurts to run when your lungs are on fire. It hurts to say no to temptations that everyone else says yes to. It hurts to fail, try again, and fail again. But pain is the teacher that weakness fears. Weakness runs from pain. Strength walks into it. So every time you feel that burn, that struggle, that resistance, that's the moment you are breaking weakness apart. That's the sound of the chains snapping. Don't run from it. Embrace it. The mirror test. Here's something I practice. The mirror test. At the end of the day, I stand in front of the mirror and I ask, did I destroy weakness today? Or did weakness destroy me? If I skipped the workout, if I wasted hours, if I let fear stop me, weakness won. And I feel it. I can't hide it from myself. But if I pushed, if I disciplined myself, if I acted even when I didn't want to, strength won. And I feel it deep. That quiet pride. The mirror doesn't lie. Try it. Look yourself in the eyes. You'll know who won that day. Weakness hates consistency. Weakness can survive an occasional strong day. It can survive a burst of motivation. What it cannot survive is consistency. Consistency is poison to weakness. When you do the right thing over and over, when you show up again and again, weakness gets weaker. It can't keep up. That's why little daily habits matter more than rare heroic efforts. It's not about one giant leap. It's about millions of small steps. A story of victory. Let me tell you about a friend of mine. He was overweight, depressed, always tired. He wanted change, but never stuck to anything. Weakness was running his life. One day he said, "Enough. I'm tired of being tired." He started small, just walking every morning, then running, then eating clean, then lifting weights. At first, weakness laughed at him. "You'll quit soon." But he didn't. He kept showing up, day after day. Months passed. He lost 60 pounds, gained muscle, gained confidence, got his energy back. Now when people see him, they say, "You're so disciplined." But they don't see the fight. They don't see the mornings when weakness begged him to stay in bed. They don't see the nights when he wanted to binge, but chose not to. That's the thing. You don't destroy weakness once. You destroy it every day. Destroy the weakness in you. So here's the challenge I give you. Decide, right now, that weakness will not own you. Destroy the weakness that tells you you're not enough. Destroy the weakness that says comfort is safer than growth. Destroy the weakness that makes excuses instead of results. Weakness is not your friend. Weakness is the enemy inside. And the war is not out there. It's in here, in your mind, your heart, your choices. And if you win that war, if you destroy weakness, there's nothing in this world you can't conquer. Weakness is not a chain around your ankle unless you choose to keep dragging it. And the day you decide to stand tall, rip it off, and walk forward without hesitation will be the day you realize you were carrying a burden you never truly needed. Every single time you surrender to weakness, you trade away a piece of your future strength. But every single time you fight back, no matter how small the battle, you reclaim the power that was always supposed to belong to you. Weakness thrives in silence, in the moments where you tell yourself, just this once. But strength grows when you refuse to whisper lies and instead raise your voice and declare, not today, not anymore. The truth is that weakness doesn't scream. It whispers sweet, comfortable words. And if you don't learn to recognize that honey-coated poison, you'll find yourself living in a cage made of your own excuses. When you destroy weakness, you don't just win over laziness or fear. You reclaim every opportunity that weakness tried to steal from you. Every relationship it tried to sabotage, every dream it tried to bury. Weakness always promises ease and comfort, but what it hides is regret. While strength may demand sweat and struggle, yet it always delivers pride and freedom. The person you admire most is not different from you in potential. They're simply someone who chose, again and again, to destroy weakness in moments when you might have let it live. Weakness dies slowly, not in one battle, but in 1,000 repeated defeats, and every time you rise from bed when you don't feel like it, every time you push past fear, every time you hold yourself accountable, you are choking it out of existence. The greatest victories in life rarely come from conquering others, but from conquering the weaker self that whispers you should settle, stay quiet, and play small. Weakness is sneaky. It doesn't attack when you're on fire. It waits until you're tired, distracted, or comfortable. And that's exactly why you need relentless discipline to guard the gates of your mind. The most dangerous thing about weakness is that it feels like a friend, It comforts you, excuses you, pats you on the back, but every smile it gives you is fake, and every promise it makes you leads only to emptiness. Destroying weakness is not just about winning for yourself. It's about showing the people who look up to you, your family, your children, your friends, that strength is possible, that excuses are not destiny, and that victory is contagious. Weakness loves when you say, "I'll do it tomorrow," because tomorrow never comes. Strength lives in, "I'll do it now," because now is the only moment you ever truly own. Every time you listen to weakness, your life gets a little smaller, but every time you rise against it, your world expands, and suddenly dreams that felt impossible begin to feel inevitable. Weakness feeds on your fears like a parasite, but when you face those fears directly, when you run toward what scares you instead of away from it, you cut off its supply of life. The only way to silence weakness forever is not to bargain with it, not to argue with it, but to drown it in consistent action, repeated day after day until there's no space for it to breathe. Weakness tells you to stop when you're tired, but strength tells you to stop only when you're finished, and the difference between the two will shape whether you end your life with regret or with pride. Every person alive has two versions of themselves, the weaker version and the stronger version, and the one that lives is simply the one you feed more every day. Weakness will try to trick you by saying, "You're just not that type of person," but that's a lie, because there is no type. You become whatever you prove yourself to be through your actions. Weakness always wants you to stay average, because average is safe. Average is quiet. Average never threatens anyone. But greatness can only be born once you kill the comfort of average. You can destroy weakness, but only if you are willing to sacrifice the temporary pleasure of comfort for the eternal satisfaction of growth. Weakness tells you that failure is the end, but strength knows failure is only feedback. A lesson carved into your story that makes you more dangerous the next time you rise. The choice is not whether you have weakness or not. You always will. The real choice is whether you let it grow unchecked or whether you sharpen your sword daily and cut it down before it consumes you. Weakness is not a single enemy you face once in a dramatic showdown. It's an army of small enemies. Procrastination, fear, doubt, laziness, and every time you destroy one, you become more equipped to destroy the rest. At the end of your life, weakness will either have written your story as one of regret and missed chances, or strength will have written it as one of courage and relentless pursuit. And the pen is in your hand right now. I don't care where you start. I don't care how many times you've failed. I don't care how strong your weakness feels right now. What matters is this: the decision you make today. Right now, decide to fight. Decide to push. Decide to starve weakness and feed strength. Because one day, you'll look back. You'll see the old you, the weaker you, and you'll smile. Because you'll know